So, I want to talk a minute about this new Democrat idea about lowering the voting age to 16. Last night on a news program, they had a Democrat guest who thought it was a good idea to lower the age of 16 because he used the theory that because 16-year-olds can go to work and they pay taxes, that's taxation without representation. Okay, well, let's look at that for a second. When you're 16, even though you work and you do pay some in taxes at the end of the year, you get everything back, and oftentimes, for a lot of people, they get more back than they even paid in. So therefore, by the Democrats' theory, roughly 50% of the country shouldn't be allowed to vote. That's why that's an absolutely stupid, ridiculous standard. The other reason is 16-year-olds make horrendously bad decisions. So do 17, and frankly, so do 18. Nancy Pelosi was trying to make excuses for Beto O'Rourke about the stupid things he had done when he was 16, burglarizing, what else he had, when he also was convicted of a DUI, hit and run, and being part of this hacking group. So, but she was like, well, you can't hold people accountable for what they do when they're 16. Well, okay, yeah, I understand that, but you want them to vote? I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too. But now let's look at something else here. And I'm going to watch this. I'm going to tie abortion into voting. In, I believe it was 1971, Congress passed the 26th Amendment, and it lowered the voting age from 21 to 18. And their rationale behind it was because men who were being drafted, though you could be drafted, and it's only men that can be drafted because at 18 we have to sign up for the Selective Service. And they said, look, if you can be drafted to go off to war and fight and die, you should be able to vote. And you know what? Frankly, I agree with that. Now, so since women are not forced to sign up for the draft, why did their age get lowered? Why can't theirs be 21 still and let, men at 18, since we're subject to the draft, let us vote at 18. Now, I know what you're going to scream, equal rights, equal rights. Oh, hang on, I got to do my Beto. Equal rights. Okay, well, let's talk about equal rights. Also, in, 1970, 3, Roe v. Wade said that, abortion is a right, that women have a right to an abortion. Well, how can it be a right if we're supposed to have equal rights? Women can have abortions, but men can't have abortions. So again, how can abortion be a right? So if that's okay to say women can have this special right that men don't have, then why is it not okay to say men can vote at 18, women at 21? Now, I'm not saying that that's right. What I'm saying is that's how stupid SCOTUS was in the Roe v. Wade decision. Okay? Because the Supreme Court inadvertently just said that rights can be based on gender. And if it's okay for women to have a right that a man doesn't, well, then all we're saying is men, because we're subject to a draft and women aren't, we should be able to have a little bit of say before we, in our leadership before we get sent off to war. Just food for thought. Think about that for a little bit before, you rush off and you'll think that 16-year-olds voting are a good idea. Because frankly, 16-year-olds are not of the same caliber as 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. They just are a lot less responsible. They are exposed to a lot less in life, the realities of life, not, Twitter and Facebook. So I just want you all to consider that when you look at Roe v. Wade, when you look at, voting. So just food for thought, and that's my 4 minutes.